There's a lot of build videos out there, but I was just wanting to show you guys what my Predator classified mark looks like with 43% exotic damage resilience. So of course your weapon of choice is up to you. Everybody keeps saying what talent's better, run this, run that. To be honest, man, that is all up to you. How you play the game, if you're running gun, shooting cover, support. As far as builds go with guns, just try different things, different guns, various ones. I'm more of a run and gun person. I use the house the most of the time. Lightweight M4 is my gun of choice. Everybody else likes the LVOA because of the recoil is straight up and down. I've just been playing with the M-Weight so much that it's just my gun of choice. Now, as far as my chest goes, you can roll health on it. I would suggest it, but I mean, you're already optimized. You're going to be pushing over 600k toughness, which you could see on mine already. But you want to get 11% exotic damage resilience on your chest as well as ammo capacity, because the house does spit rounds really fast, so you're going to have that ammo up there. On the mask, same, 11% exotic damage resilience. Knee pads, exotic damage resilience. Now, as far as the backpack goes, I always go with crit hit damage, because the higher your crit hit damage, crit hit chance is, the more your Predator is going to proc with a high amount of damage. Gloves, of course, roll it to your gun of choice. Crit hit chance, crit hit damage. I'm an SMG guy, so that's just the way I do it all the way around. Your holster, crit hit chance. Now, the mods itself are 267 stamina mods with exotic damage resilience. I have those in every piece of gear. If you don't know it, they're actually at the DZ3 vendor right now for sale. 267 stamina mods with 2.5 exotic damage resilience. If you got a Predators build and you ain't got them yet, you can go get them. But like I said, everything is just stamina. Now, as far as my mods go, it is pulse critical hit chance. Simply because, don't get me wrong, I can build the chance if I take and roll crit hit chance on the mask, crit hit chance on the holster, which I already have, and then you can roll crit hit damage on the knees and crit hit damage on your backpack, as well as your gloves, which of course that's going to have crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and SMG damage. If you don't want exotic damage resilience, by all means, like I said, crit hit chance on the mask, damage on the knees, the backpack, and chance on the holster. I've got mine up to 50% crit hit chance, 136% crit hit damage. Just want to make sure I told you the right number. Now, as far as my stats go, that right there is, let's see here, that is my house at 22.8 base damage. Don't go by this primary firepower up here where it says 436. That's because my card just flipped. The 337,000 or 377,000, don't go by that number. I mean, if you want true weapon stats, you always want to go by your character sheet, go down to your weapons. See, my house is at 19.7, 42% crit hit chance, 123 crit hit damage. Like I said, I can get that well above 50 and well over the 130% for damage. That's easy to me. Just take the exotic damage resilience off your gear, put your crit hit chance, crit hit damage on. Now, if you go down here to survivability, right there where it says 43% exotic damage resilience, I've got another buddy of mine that I play with that he had his Predator gear, and his is built very nice as well. He hit me with his, and his was only critting at headshots between 50 and 60k. Now that's with headshots, with an assault rifle, with a pulse, and it's only proccing at 50 to 60k. When I hit agents with this build here, it's still, I can hit them at 151k bleed, no problem. Now, some people might say, I don't see how you're doing that with your, crit hit damage and crit hit chance low. Actually, that's not low, that's high. But where it kicks into effect, which if you're veterans of the game, you already know this. Now, with the new updates, the new gear sets, your med kits are the way to go. I mean, man, don't get me wrong. You've got these guys that like to run around here with these immune boxes and try to drop them to stop the bleed. There's a way around that, and I'm about to tell you how. First of all, if you can shoot that box with less than 10 bullets and blow that rascal up, It's not a problem. The trick to that is, as soon as you shoot them and they start bleeding, they're going to run for that box or they're going to drop it. In the process, if you're fast enough, by the time they try to get dropping that box or popping a med kit, at least hit them about 5 or 6 more times. And what that'll do is that's going to charge that predator's weapon. Once you shoot and blow that box up, hit them with that additional 4 to 5 bullets and they will start bleeding again. At this point, their box is on cooldown or their med kit is on cooldown, which means they're going to take massive amounts of damage from this before they even know it. And as long as your aim is good, you keep shooting, you'll drop them no problem. I've run across people with Striker, dealt with them fast. Nomad, you got to be careful with Nomad because if his Nomad hadn't procced yet and he's sitting there green, you're going to be in for a little bit of a fight. The way you could tell with Nomad is that if he's ready to go, if he's sitting there and he's face tanking you, his Nomad hadn't popped off yet. When his Nomad pops off and you see him trying to do the chicken dance or he's trying to run, that means his block is red, he can't proc no more, and he's in trouble. So that's a dead giveaway with Nomad. You just watch out for them guys. But other than that, the talent I like to run as far as my pulse goes, I like to run, the recon pack, simply because I only have 120 something crit hit damage. This right here gives me an additional 8.5%, which throws me well over that 130% mark. Also gives me an additional 16.5 crit hit chance. Now, what that's going to do on top of my house, as it sits right now, it's sitting at 42%. And then you're throwing an extra 16.5% on there, you're looking at 15.5 crit hit chance on top of 131.5 crit hit damage. Which means you can still do just as much damage as a high crit hit damage and high crit hit chance Predator's Mark player has. The only difference is he is not going to be able to melt you with that Predator's Mark with that 43% exotic damage resilience. There's just no way. I've done it, and I don't know how it is, but I feel the exotic damage resilience also has an effect on Banshee. My other buddy I was mentioning earlier, he came out with his Predator's gear, made me bleed, didn't proc nowhere near as much, only half as much. He came back out with his Banshee setup. I killed him, then he come back out when his Banshee was activated. And he done the same amount of damage to me with his activated Banshee as he did when it wasn't activated. So I truly do believe that exotic damage resilience does play a toll on a lot. It also helps with your toughness as well. Other than that, I have every other classified set in the game. I usually don't make builds, but I actually had a friend suggest that I do it just because I'm good with numbers. So, subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment, man. If there's a certain build that you want to see, then just leave a message, man. I'll be more than happy to make another build about that. I'm also working on a final measure right now. I need to find me one more piece because I wasn't going with EDR, but I can get it up to right now. It's like 60 something percent, I believe it is. And I'm pretty sure if I had the right gear, I could get it right at 80. So just leave a comment. Tell me what kind of gear you want to look at, what kind you want to get build, and I'll see if I can't throw something together. But there's hundreds of build videos, man. If you want to copy somebody's build, it's fine. But as far as gun goes, talents, or anything like that, man, it is all up to how you play. Not what somebody tells you what to do. So you might be able to make this build and it worked great for you, but you might be able to make this build and it not work so good for you just because of your style of play. It's all up to you. Good hunting, man. Go get some agents. Make them bleed. Like I said, drop a comment, like, let me know what you think about it. And if you got any other builds you want to see, just let me know.